Hi there, welcome to the Untappd for Business product walkthrough. We're going to go through our demo account and show you some tips and tricks on how to best manage your account. When you first log in, you'll see your business name here on the left. You'll click in that box with the business name to start managing the account. In the top right, if you click on your name, you do have some different drop-down options. Account settings is where you'll go to update the email address and password that you use to sign into the account. Manage users is how you can add, remove, and edit user permissions inside this account. To add a new user, you'll provide their name and email address, and each user will get their own login information. You'll also have your billing and invoices section. This is where you can go to download invoices and update payment details. You'll also have a support tab, and this provides you with some step-by-step articles and video tutorials of everything that we'll cover today. The rest of your account is going to be managed from this left-hand toolbar. At the very bottom, you'll have your settings, and we'll start off in location information. This will be all the basic info about your business. You will notice that it's grayed out, so you'll be able to see everything, but if you do need to make updates, we do provide our contact information here at the top and a chat bubble in the bottom right, so feel free to reach out. We'll be happy to edit any of this information or help with any questions that you may have. And then underneath settings, we do also have location details. You will be able to update this portion yourself. This is where you'll go to upload a logo for your page, and below that you can provide some more specific details. All of this information is available to users who are viewing your venue page on Untappd. And then underneath settings, we do also have location hours. Very straightforward form, allows you to choose whether or not you're open or closed on a specific day of the week, and you can set your hours of operation for each day. And you can edit this whenever you need to, so if you do have any special holiday hours or any other changes to your opening schedule, you can always come in and update that. And then finally, underneath settings, we do also have our social media connections. This is where you'll go to link Twitter and Facebook to your Untappd for Business account. You will notice that you have 3 different buttons here. You'll want to make sure to select each of those when linking your social media accounts. When you go to link Facebook, it will request access to your personal Facebook page, and then from there you can choose which pages you manage on Facebook that you'd like for us to connect to. Nothing to worry about. We'll never post anything to your personal page, just the steps that Facebook requires that we follow. From our settings, we'll come to the top to our beer menus heading, and we'll start by selecting Add a New Menu. When you go to create a new beer menu, it will ask for a menu name and an optional description. Really up to you as far as what sort of labeling and organization works best. You'll notice in my account that I have a draft list and a bottles and cans menu separated out. I would say that's probably the most common way that you'll see menus organized, but you can definitely label this however makes the most sense for your business. We're going to start off with something like a tap list, and we'll go ahead and create the menu. Once we create the menu, we'll have an Untitled section that we can click into to start adding beers. And then below that, there's an On Deck section. The On Deck section is a coming soon portion, so if you have any beers that you know that you've ordered or that'll be coming in soon, you can go ahead and set those up in this section, and we'll touch on that here a little bit later. As far as adding in your current selection, we'll click into this Untitled section, and we can come into section settings to give the section a name and description. You can leave it untitled if you'd like, but if you do have a specific way you want things organized, we can definitely set that up. So I would say that style of beer and taste profile are probably the most common ways that we'll see sections used. So if we did want to start off with something like an IPA section, we can definitely do so. And then to start adding beers into your menu, you'll use this search bar to search Untappd's database of about 3 million beers. It does work like a Google search, so a combination of the beer name and the brewery name will work best. So if I knew that I had on this long needle, if I knew Anthem, I can go ahead and click on that. It will add it into the menu for me. if I click on the item again, you'll see that the label image, as well as all the other info about the beer, is pulled in. You can edit any of this information as far as how it will appear on your menus. And it is important to remember that when you make these edits, it won't change the way that the beer appears on Untappd, but it will change the way that the beer shows on things like your print menus, digital menus, website menu, and your Facebook menu. And a little bit later on, I'll touch on all those different options. And as you edit the beer and make any changes, you can also come to the top and choose which containers you may be serving each of these in. So if I knew that I had a 12-ounce draft and a pint, I can go ahead and add those in. And next to each of those, I can go ahead and add the price. And then we do also have a share option here at the bottom. So if you'd like to share your beers out to Facebook or Twitter, you can definitely do so. And I'll show you a little bit more about that later on. We do also have a shelf talker option, and this allows you to create a small hang tag for your shelves so you can give some good information about each beer. And as you see here, you can choose some specific options for each of these. And as we hit save item, we can come back in and add one more beer into the menu just so we can have an idea of how to organize. So as you hover your mouse over an item, you'll have three icons on the right. You can click and hold on this middle icon to drag and move items, and the sort beer list option gives you some really quick ways to automatically sort each section. And as we come back out to our tap list, you can add new sections as you need. So if we did want to have a porters and stouts section, we can absolutely do so. And then to organize the sections, same way, if you hover your mouse over a section, you can click on that icon and drag and move them into the correct order. And as you see here, the on deck section will always stay at the bottom of the menu. And with that on deck section, it does work just like those other portions of the menu. So if I knew that I had ordered this Narwhal Imperial Stout and I was just waiting to get that in stock, I could go ahead and set everything up for this item. And then when the time's right, you do have your move item feature. So you can choose where you'd like to move this item. And as you see here, transfers in very easily. And of course, if you need to remove something from your menu, you can always hover your mouse over the item and hit that trash can icon on the right. That will remove it from the current menu, but you do have your beer menu history here on the left. And do make sure that whenever you're ready for this menu to be seen by the public, that you hit your publish menu option here in the top right. That's going to push your menu live on Untappd, so any of the users in your area can get updates about those beers and check out your live menu. And as I mentioned before, we do have the menu history here on the left. This gives you a list of everything that you've removed from your menus. So if there's anything that you'd like to add back, you'll hit the plus icon here on the right, and you can choose where to add that item back to. It will take with it all the information that you set up for it previously. So if you have any items that might come on and off the menu, this is a great way to save some time on that. And underneath beer menus, you do also have a bulk upload feature. As opposed to manually building out your menus, you can upload a file here, and our data entry team will take care of replicating those menus in the account for you. And whether that be your beer menus or your food, wine, cocktail, any custom menus, feel free to upload those as long as they're in a copy and paste ready format. And 1,000 items or less, our team can put those into the system for you. If you do have a larger menu or if you have questions, definitely feel free to reach out. We do have our menus at untappd.com email address, and that goes directly to our data entry team. And of course, you can chat and email us, and we'll be happy to help out with any of that. From the beer menus, we'll move below to the food, wine, and cocktail menus. These menus are completely customizable, but they will not display directly on Untappd like your beer menus. These menus can be used for your print menus, digital menus, and your website and Facebook menus. You'll notice here with my food menu that it's a very similar organization. You can give the menu a name, description, and you can break it into sections. The major difference is with the custom item list. Instead of pulling items from a database, you'll choose from our different templates here, and then you can custom create each item, the name, description, as well as your pricing, and even an image for your menus. And as you see here, you can delete items by hovering over and selecting the trash can icon. And you can also drag and move your items to reorganize them. So similar idea as far as building these menus out, but obviously a bit more time consuming and a bit more of a manual process. So do feel free to use our bulk upload feature. Again, as long as it's in a copy and paste ready format, our team should be able to pull that information from the food menu and put that into the account for you. But again, let us know if you have any questions. From the food, wine, and cocktail menus, we'll move below to the customized menu display section and into our print menus. When you go to create a print menu, it will ask you to give the template a label, and then below that you can choose which menus you want to include on the design. So if we did want to have a beers menu, we can go ahead and set that up. Once you create the template, you'll have a couple different options to choose from. Your settings allows you to choose which menus will be included on this template. When you hit the print menu icon, it will download an updated PDF of this menu, so you can make as many copies as you need. And when we hit design, we can start to actually design how everything will look. We do have a number of different templates to choose from on the left. With the QR code template, you can create a QR code that patrons can scan. It will open up to your venue page on the Untappd app or on a mobile web browser, and users can see all of your published beer menus. And with our other templates, you'll see that each of them has a unique look, so as you find something that you like, you can click design in the top left and start to customize it, so things like paper size and orientation. You can upload a background image if you'd like, and as you click off and on any of these options, you'll see as you get the updates here on the right, you can choose from a number of different font and header options. You can also choose what sort of item information will be available. So if you wanted to remove calories, you can go ahead and click off those different options and you'll get the update here on the right. And at the very bottom, you can customize your footer. When you hit save and close, it will save that template going forward. So as you make any changes to your menus, those changes will pull in automatically. And when you hit the print menu icon, you'll see that you can, again, download a PDF of this and make as many copies as you might need. As we come back out to customize menu display, there's another great option for contactless menus, and that's here with your digital menu option. The digital menus allow you to display your menus on a TV screen. There is particular hardware that you'll need for this. You'll need the Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K. You do need the 4K model specifically, and you'll download the digital menus by Untappd app. And from there, you'll use your digital menu ID to display your design on the TV screen. If you are looking for a vertical menu, we can certainly provide a solution for that. It will require some different hardware. So please feel free to reach out to us and we can make sure that you're set up with all the correct information and we can make sure to set up a vertical menu for you. As far as the design, it's very similar to your print menus. You'll select add a new menu and choose which menus you'd like to include on the design. And you can give that design a label. You'll see the label and menu names, and we'll click the design option underneath that. You will have a number of different templates to choose from. You'll notice that we do have these portrait templates at the bottom. So if you are looking for a vertical TV setup, you will need to choose one of these templates. Otherwise, if you're using the Fire TV stick, you can choose from any of our landscape templates here. Once you found a good template, you can choose how many items you'd like to display on the screen at one time. And when you hit design in the top left, you can begin to update your general menu options and item information, just like we were doing with the print menus. You can also update all the different appearance options. And as you see here, any changes we make on the left will pull into our preview on the right. You'll also have an info bar at the bottom of the screen, so you can publish some information like announcements, events, and Untappd check-ins. And then at the very bottom, you'll notice the ad slides. The ad slides are an excellent way to provide some more information to your patrons, especially during the holidays. The ad slides are really a good way to advertise anything that's going on at the venue, whether that's gift cards, holiday meal specials, or even charity opportunities, anything that you'd like to advertise, the ad slides are a great way to do that. The ad slides allow you to upload as many custom images as you'd like, and then each image will cycle through as its own page to the menu. So as you see here, as the second page of my menu ends, my current ad slide will rotate through, and it doesn't have to be Untappd related, but again, just an example of how it will take up the entire screen. Definitely a great way to get the word out about anything that's going on at the venue. And again, we'll hit save and close. That'll save that design for us. And the digital menu ID will stay the same, so you can make updates to the design in real time, and you'll be able to input that on your Fire TV stick. From the digital menus, we'll move down to our website embed portion. This is where you'll go to create a tab on your business website that features your Untappd for Business menus. At the top, you will have a number of different embed codes to choose from. In my experience, the iframe code works most consistently across different website builders, and it formats correctly for both full and mobile web browsers. Certainly feel free to reach out. We can make sure that you have the correct embed, but also make sure to check out our support articles. We do have a number of different articles on different website builders, so a great place to start out. As far as the design goes, you will have the choice to choose which menus are visible on your embed. You can also choose whether or not to show events, and then below that you can make changes to the general layout and the color and font choices. You do have a preview option at the bottom, and once you hit save, you can copy the embed code and paste that into the back end of your website builder. You should only need to paste that code in once, and from there, any changes that you make will pull through automatically. If you do add or remove menus and you need to update what's pulling into your website menu, you can come and update your visible menus or make changes to the design. And as you select save, it should update on your website menu automatically. No need to go in and re-embed the code. But again, certainly feel free to reach out, and we're happy to help. From here, we'll move down to our Facebook embed. You won't have to worry about copy and pasting any code. Just make sure that in the social media connections that the connection to your Facebook account is set up. At the top, you can choose your visible menus, and you can click on and off events and update the general design options, just like we were doing with the website embed. You will have a preview option, and once you hit save, those changes should take effect on your Facebook menu automatically. And just like with the website embed, you can change your visible menus and any of your other design options without having to set up that connection with Facebook again. Moving down the left-hand toolbar, we also have our events. The events are an excellent way to get the most out of the users in your area. Anyone who's subscribed to your page will get a notification each time that you add a new event or add a new beer to your beer menus. And any user in your area who's looking for upcoming events will be able to see your events as somewhere that they can attend. So, great way to get your name out there. And these don't have to be huge events either. This could be a new menu item or a new beer that you know people will be excited about, and you want to let them know when to expect that. And it's also a great way to let people know about any specials, any live music, anything like that. When you hit add a new event, it's a very straightforward form. And once you hit save, that event will go live on Untappd. Below events, we also have our announcements. We do have our menu announcements, which are a way for you to create messages that appear on your different menus. At the bottom, you can choose where this will display. On your digital boards, the menu announcements will publish at the bottom on your info bar, and on all your other menus, the announcements will publish to the top of the page. You can type in whatever content you'd like. This is great to let people know about happy hour pricing or anything similar. At the top, now will allow you to send this out immediately. Once allows you to set a time in the future for this to go out. And weekly will allow you to set up a weekly recurring announcement. And underneath announcements, we also have our social announcements. This is where you'll go to create a post directly to Facebook or Twitter. At the bottom, you can choose where this post will go out to, and you can type in your content and attach an image file as well. Here at the top, you'll also be able to choose between now, once, and your weekly recurring announcement. This will look like it's coming directly from your Facebook or Twitter account. It won't say that it's coming from Untappd for Business, so this is a good way to be able to save some time and automate some of your social media work. We also have our venue check-ins option here underneath announcements. The venue check-ins allows you to get a live stream of all the different users that are checking in at your venue. You will have an on-premise and a purchased from option that has to do with how users mark their check-in. On-premise would be someone sitting down and having a beer at your bar, and purchased from would be someone grabbing a growler or a six-pack and drinking that elsewhere. So you can click between your options here, and you'll be able to see all the different info about their check-in. You can toast and comment on these check-ins, so it's a great way to interact with users and kind of give them that feel of a bar regular. Definitely something that we've seen go a long way to sort of building those loyal patrons that want to come in and check in as much as possible. Towards the very bottom of the left-hand toolbar, we also have our analytics. And we'll start off with our venue stats. This provides you with some really good information on what users are enjoying at your venue specifically. You can set a time frame from the past day up to the past year. You can also choose between on-premise and purchased from check-ins. You'll get a breakdown for your overall check-ins. You'll also see which days of the week you've had the most users check in. You'll get breakdowns for your menu views, as well as your subscribers and your customer demographics. The popular beers are the beers that have been checked in most often at your venue. Your top rated beers are the beers that are receiving the highest ratings when they're checked in at your venue. And then the top rated styles are the styles of beer that are receiving the best ratings at your venue. And then underneath analytics, we also have our nearby stats, and this will provide you with some really good insight on what users in your surrounding area have been checking in and enjoying. You can set up a physical radius from 5 miles up to 75 and a time frame from the past day to the past 2 months. From there, you'll see which beers are being checked in most in the area, whether that's at bars or people's apartments, wherever those might be getting checked in. Below that, you'll see which beers are getting checked in most at retail locations specifically. You'll also see a list of the most subscribed to beers in your area. When a user subscribes to a beer, they get notified anytime someone in their area adds that beer to their menu. So if this 6 Degrees of Haze had a ton of subscribers and you decided to add it to your menu, then anyone within a 40-mile radius who was subscribed to that beer would get a notification that you now have it available. And then at the very bottom, we also have our popular nearby styles. So which styles of beer have been checked in most in the area. A good way to gauge where those larger preferences and trends are going. And that's pretty much everything as far as the platform is concerned. If you do have questions or need help with anything, do remember that we have our chat bubble. You can also email us or give us a call. And you do also have our support tab, so a great way to learn more if you do have any questions. But again, always happy to help out. Thanks for your time, and welcome to Untappd for Business.